Hey everyone, it's Dr. Sorin here, and today I got my first badge of honor, if you will, in that YouTube removed my video, and they sent me a link to their terms of service and their policies. So I'd like to share some of those with you because it's a little bit interesting to me. And here it is. So I'm going to share my screen with you. And I don't feel like I violated this, but let's see what they say. So don't post content that encourages the use of home remedies, prayer, or rituals in place of medical treatment. I don't think I violated that. The only content I may have said is that currently the wisdom is if you've got COVID, you go to the hospital, and if when you get blue and you can't breathe, then you go back. There really is no early treatment. And that's where I am in support of content from from people that are giving you at least some options. None of them are guaranteed to help you before you get to there. And that's the whole point of taking vitamin D and zinc and all those things, is to not end up in the hospital on a ventilator. Content that claims there's a guaranteed cure for COVID-19, well, obviously there's not, because otherwise people would not be dying if there was a guaranteed cure, although early treatment is the ideal. Content that recommends use of ivermectin or hydroxychloroquine. I think that's interesting, because if you were to analyze a paper that showed there's an improvement, I think that's interesting. And there's quite a bit of literature that may point to that. I think it's very interesting that you can't even talk about it. It's as if you've really hit on a sensitive point for them there with that. And this almost makes me feel, now that they're suppressing this so much, it almost reminds me of the story of Galileo. And I just decided for fun to pull that up here. So let me share that with you here, because I think this is very interesting, what happened to poor Mr. Galileo. So here it is straight from Wikipedia. Galileo is an Italian astronomer, physicist, and engineer, sometimes described as a polymath from Pisa, the father of observational astronomy, the father of modern physics, and the father of the scientific method or modern science. That's a pretty incredible resume, wouldn't you say? But let's look at what happened to poor Galileo. Well, he believed here in the Copernican heliocentrism, that the Earth was not the center of the universe. Some of you may have family members that haven't realized that they're not the center of the universe. But apparently here, Mr. Galileo discovered that the Earth's rotating daily around the sun was met with opposition within the Catholic Church and some astronomers. So therefore, he was investigated by the Roman Inquisition, which concluded that heliocentrism was foolish, absurd, heretical, since it contradicted their interpretation of the Holy Scriptures. So then you could look later on, he wrote a paper which apparently Pope Urban VII did not like, and neither did the Jesuits who had previously supported him. So therefore he was tried by the Roman Inquisition and found vehemently suspect of heresy and forced to recant. He spent the rest of his life under house arrest. So, as we look at what's going on, and the fact that you're not even allowed to mention another hypothesis other than the one that is currently being pushed by the whole narrative, I think is very bothersome to me. But I think it was a great interview with Conrad Vine. I'm posting a link to it on a different platform. And anyway, I think we need to at least keep an open mind. And I think there's enough things going on in the world that are making people at least question it. And it's very interesting to me that YouTube certainly does not want to be the platform to have those types of discussions.